Yo, what's good? It's your boy DeeGuwap. And next up, we got how Rock Lee put the dog in Underdog. So straight off the rip, bro, Rock Lee is a top 10 anime character. Um, some niggas might hate on him because you don't have as much screen time as the main character. You don't have the feats as the other side characters. But bro, if you was growing up watching Naruto, you know Rock Lee was a dog. And we about to get into it in this video. So let's do it.
Oh, yeah. It's about time we talk about that boy Rock Lee, and what better fight to do it than this one. So let's get into it. So after the worst track run of fights of all time happened, I'm talking Sakura versus Ino, Naruto versus Kiba, and Neji versus Hinata. Kishimoto
Bro, Naruto versus Kiba and Neji versus Hinata wasn't trash. Sakura versus Ino, that shit was trash. That shit was so trash. It ended on the count out. No, well, ended with a double KO.
Moto's fighter it selected was GAARA. And you know what he does? He hits this little teleportation thing to go to the middle of the arena. You know he couldn't wait to do that shit. And I can't blame him. After watching those 3 weak ass fights, I gotta keep my mind occupied somehow. I'd be on my Vegeta timing too, taking my time figuring out how to pull up. The TV started selecting the next fighter, and 99% of the remaining fighters were not trying to see him in the ones. So you know they were out there sweating. But notice how I said 99 because one was straight up ready, and his name is Rock Lee. He's selected, and look at what he's doing. He's up there shadow boxing, no fear in his heart. He said, I'm built for this. He jumps down to the middle and hits that iconic pose. And
Bro, that's what made him a dog, bro. Like, up until that point, it was like we seen him in action. We knew he was kind of good, but then we just seen him get beat by them sound ninjas. But fuck the remaining niggas. Only 99.9 of the niggas that participated wanted to see Gaara in the first place. Probably Sasuke, Naruto, and Lee. Everybody else didn't want to see that nigga.
me warn you, if you ever get into an altercation and they start hitting the Rock Lee pose, run. They probably be in the gym 5 hours a day minimum. For your own safety, walk away. But before the fight even starts, I need to talk about Gaara's teammates, Tamari and Kankuro, or however you say it, because they are really some elite level haters. The fight ain't even start yet, and Kankuro in the back talking about, tell your friend with the shitty haircut he'll never be Gaara. Not in this lifetime. I know Naruto in his head is just like,
oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
Because this shit is outrageous. And don't get me started on Tamari, because Kishimoto takes us through her thoughts and she was really talking about his kicks are weak as hell. Like, bro, what was wrong with his kicks?
Yeah,
And the crazy part is, if he seen either of them in the ones, he would have packed them up and went on to the next round. But let's get into it. The Proctor's in the middle like, ready, box. And Rock Lee starts rushing him, holding that W key. But I know you see Gaara with his arms folded. And we know good and well, if someone is standing still and not moving, 99% of the time, your attack is not going to work. And that's exactly what happened. He tried hitting him with the Leaf Hurricane and that shit did not work. He gets blocked and Gaara tries to attack him. But Lee is quick on his feet, so he moves out the way. And I know you see him doing those backflips. He not taking that screen time for granted. He out here doing the most, trying to get more minutes, but he had no idea what Kishimoto had in store for him. So after getting blocked, Lee's just like, damn, he blocking my shit with this hand. Whoa, really? I'm thinking bro about to pull up with a whole new game plan after stating that obvious ass shit, but he doesn't. He just runs back at him with no new strategy, no changes, and gets his shit blocked. And it's crazy how we found out later that the Sant does this shit because of his mother continuing to protect bro long after she's gone. She's really looking up with a controller, perfect carrying every attack. This man Rock Lee was doomed from the start. The odds were always stacked against him. This damn near a 2v1. This is unfair. So after a couple more attempts, shit was clear.
Nah, bro. Nah, I fuck with Brody. Yo, bro, go give Codename Super a follow. I know it's weird in between, but I fuck with Brody.
Really not going anywhere. Bro even tried taking out his kunai like an Apex heirloom, and he started swinging at the sand. He was out there doing anything, bruh. On my first watch, this had me thinking like, damn, maybe Gaara's hating ass teammates were right. Maybe Lee wasn't all that. But then again, he's a dude with no ninjutsu going against the #1 prospect. Like, his life is already hard enough. They hoeing him. And I'm not gonna lie, you can't tell me the Chunin exams were not rigged. Let's look at the top 3 prospects. Gaara, Neji, and Sasuke. They got Sasuke going against a Sound Village NPC, Neji going against Hinata, and no disrespect to Rock Lee, but on paper, Gaara going against Lee is ludicrous. Homie shouldn't.
Bro, that's what I told people. Lee was just unlucky in life. He's unlucky not to have the abilities as other people. Boom, you can overcome that, nigga. You just a dog. Bro, you went against the one nigga you couldn't beat. That nobody couldn't beat. Boy, if Sasuke or Neji went against that nigga, bro, it'd be finito.
Have stood a chance. I know you saw that attendance. Their whole goal was to sell out the arena. This shit is fixed. That TV over there, yeah, that shit is not random. Anyways, GAARA trips Rock Lee and tries to crush him, but Lee gets out and kneels on the statue like he's some superhero. And this is where Mike Guy comes in talking about, alright bro, you could take those heavy ass weights off. Not gonna lie though, I know he's your sensei and all, but those shits would have been off. Do you see who they got me fighting? This demon ass kid who no one played catch with? I'm not taking my chances. So GAARA's hating ass teammate Tamari is sitting there talking about those weights are weak as hell and they're not about to make a difference. But Shorty ate her words because once those weights hit the floor, it had everyone shocked. But look at GAARA though. He really hit him with the
light work, no reaction.
Till bro moved. Now look at him. He like, hey yo, why he disappeared? Lee starts hitting.
Bro, that nigga GAARA reacted like those weights wasn't gonna do anything for Lee. Like when them weights hit the ground, he was just so. Then when he took off, he surprised. Nigga, did you not just see the fucking building shake off them shits? Did you think he was gonna be the same speed? Like what?
Around bro, just toying with him. And look at GAARA, the thought of him having to actually box is killing him right now. He knows he's about to get exposed for having no hands. The sand is barely keeping up, and that's how you know his mom is down in hell sweating right now, trying to keep up with every hit. Got her working overtime. Lee starts circling.
Down in hell? That's where his father. Yo, chill out. Bro, she down in hell sweating. Isn't everybody in hell sweating? Like, I'm confused.
GAARA and is like, oh yeah, it's time I finally get my lick back. Starts hitting the Sonic and puts the back of his heels to the back of his head, making him look straight down. Got his ass emoting. He hitting the dab. And look at my guy back there. He hyped his shit. And I would be too, cause Lee out there cooking up in his outfit. Lee said,
I'm not finished.
Hits GAARA's stupid ass with a crossover and is like, hey, are your dumb ass looking? GAARA gets socked clean in the face. That shit had GAARA flying. He hits the ground, and I'm not gonna lie, that shit had me smiling.
Bro, when GAARA hit the ground, that nigga like Shaq when he got fouled. Bro, niggas back in the day, what Kevin Hart say every time Shaq get fouled, feet go up. Feet always in the air.
I want to see Lee win, but what I didn't know at the time is GAARA had that Batman level prep time. Because he had a backup plan the whole time if his auto defense failed him, and it was to coat himself in sand armor, and I couldn't even be mad. That was a good play, good IQ. You still a bitch though, but hey, good IQ. The camera cuts to GAARA and we see why no one wanted to play tag with his evil ass. Look at him, he out there tweaking. And the reason this scene be living rent-free in my head is because the way this man GAARA was breathing. I don't know if y'all remember, but I'm gonna play the clip right here. Like, oh nah, do you hear this man? I am out of there as soon as he starts doing that. You're crazy. But Lee had a plan. He was ready to end this shit in one move. Hey, real quick, thank you for 252k. He took the toilet paper off his arm and started circling him like how Pegasus be doing in Beyblade. And this man GAARA really had the audacity to talk about, bro, what are you waiting for? With his arms folded sitting in the middle. Like, bro, all you do is sit there and stand cause you got auto defense. You're boring as hell. This is why I say GAARA's player comparison is Tim Duncan, because even though they're elite as hell, they got the most boring play styles of all time. If you ever have trouble sleeping, put on some Tim Duncan highlights. I promise you it works like a charm. Lee goes in, hits him with an up tilt, which kicks him up in the air. GAARA starts getting juggled up in the air like Isaac Newton didn't invent gravity, and put him up to a place where he could die from fall damage. He wraps the toilet paper around GAARA and tilts him down head first. Then he starts spinning and sending him to the ground. First time watching it, I thought it was over. He caught him. Look at GAARA, he looks like a broken vase right now. People in the stands were celebrating too. They thought Evil has lost, but we all know what happened. Somehow Brody is Houdini and the thing that we see on the ground is an empty shell. Which means Rock Lee didn't do shit and the match is not over. I know Mike Guy mad as hell right now. Lee executed the move just like he taught him and that shit still ain't get him. GAARA spawns right behind him and starts laughing maniacally. He sees bro with zero stamina and Brody started licking his lips. He sends sand at bro and that shit pushes him back. Then he starts laughing again and launches a whole sand tsunami at bro. Yeah, this shit was getting hard to watch, and then it happened. They started showing us flashbacks of Rock Lee and it can only mean one thing. He's about to go crazy.
Bro, The fight itself, if you take away the flashback, the fight is like 6 or 7 out of 10, maybe even 7.5. But when you add the flashback, which I do because it's in between the fight, bro, this shit's a 10 out of 10, bro. First time I watched this bitch, first time I watched it to the end, made me cry.
Before I skip the flashback cutscenes, I need to talk about the one with Neji, because this was kind of crazy. This man Neji put the heel on his shoulder and started going to work. Look at this, he hits him twice in the gut, headshots him, gut checks him again, and he ends it off with 3 more headshots. Like, he did not have to do Lee that dirty. So after the flashbacks, they take us right back to the fight. GAARA attacks Lee and bro moved out the way fast as hell. And you know bro is confident because he has his back turned to him right now. GAARA said, man, that shit's a fluke. Tries to attack him 4 more times, but he too is Weave Nation certified. After all those misses, Rock Lee starts to charge up. And GAARA's like, I don't know what you think you're planning, but you're not a Super Saiyan, gang. It's over. And Lee hits him with the, you are right. It is over. Bro starts charging up. He opens up the third.
Low-key, before you get into this nigga low-key sound like a off-brand Lee. He sound like Rock Lee at home. Like, for a brief second, it was like, damn, he kind of sound like him. But then, nah, the nigga don't sound like him.
Gate, and that shit got him looking crazy. This is not someone you want to fuck with. And GAARA soon found that out. Lee opens up the 4th gate and charges right at him. He launches GAARA straight up, and GAARA's just chilling peacefully in the air. Rock Lee hits him with the jump scare and starts juggling bro around the arena. Neji is sitting there terrified as hell because he was out there greasing Lee back then. He didn't know he could do all this, and the crazy part is Lee said he was saving this for Neji. That boy Lee was out here plotting murder. If Neji fought Lee using the gates, he would have died, but hey, at least that death would be 20 times better than his original one. Bro established himself as a pencil holder before he went out. That shit crazy. Lee goes in front of GAARA, says psych, and hits him with the mean duck punch, sending him beaming down. But Lee wasn't finished. He made GAARA hit the Gwen and pulls him towards him, hitting him with a punch and a kick simultaneously, completing the hidden lotus and sending him to the ground. But this is where true pain happens, cause GAARA had the gourd which was made out of sand and it cushioned the—
Bro, this is the biggest plot I've ever seen. Bro, it took so much plot to beat this nigga Lee. Plot armor, I mean, like, bro. The gourd was made out of sand? Why wasn't he carrying an object? Like, I don't... Like, it was never established that it wasn't sand. But, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Impact, making him survive that shit. And it was GG. Look at Lee, he's on all 4s and is out of energy. GAARA's bitch ass uses the last of his Saiyan to crush Lee's arm and leg, trying to end bro's whole career. GAARA already pissed the whole block off with that shit, but homie said I got one more in me. This time, he tried to put him to sleep for good. I had to look away cause I couldn't watch him go. But thankfully, my guy comes in and saves him. Since he stepped in, it gave GAARA the automatic win, but we don't care. Because the only thing that matters is that Lee is alive. He starts to walk off, and bro, this is how you know Rock Lee has that dog in him.
This is when you know he's a dog. Nigga has his arm crushed, his leg crushed, his muscles tore themselves apart because of the inner gates.
Because he gets back up bleeding, in his stance, completely unconscious. That man is truly different. Anytime somebody talks about Rock Lee, they gonna start every sentence off with,
He was special.
Just a quick story on the back end of that, bro. I watched that when I was in middle school. This is before I played sports, and that's what gave me the courage to go out there and play sports, because I felt like I was a loser too. But when I saw that nigga Rock Lee in action, when I saw this fight, bro, I went and did my thing. But tell me how y'all felt about the video. Comment more videos you would like for me to react to, and I'll check them out. See ya.